How cool is this, guys? We got the Mountain West Coach of the Year, Niko Medved, joining us here. First of all, Coach, thank you so much for your time this morning. And second of all, congratulations. That's a heck of an honor for a year that I know has been difficult for everybody in sports right now, but especially for college coaches. I guess your reaction to it, the success you guys have had this year and the award, what was it like for you?
Well, appreciate you guys having me on. Well, one thing you learn when you win an award like that, especially as coaches, we get too much credit in this business. But I've got an amazing group of guys. I got talented players who are really good dudes that have handled, all this stuff. I couldn't have asked more from them. And I got just an unbelievable coaching staff. So when you have those two things in place, they make even a guy like me look like they know what they're doing.
Niko,
that's the way I look at it. So.
Well, you listen, you're modest, I get it, but you deserve a ton of the credit just for keeping things together during a pandemic season, and it's not easy. And you guys went through a period there where you didn't play for a while. What was it like playing 4 games in 7 days, by the way?
You've never done anything like that before? I mean, other than, maybe in a setting we're about to play where you're in a conference tournament, and you play, or a tournament setting, multi-team event where you play 3 in a row, but that was unlike anything, especially we were just off for 3 weeks. We hadn't played for 3 weeks, and then boom, to just go 4 in 7 days. But, nothing about this year has been normal. Everything has been unprecedented. So it's just another challenge. And, I thought our guys just handled it great. And, we were a last-second shot away from winning all 4 of them. And so our guys have fought through everything, But, yeah, that was just when you think you've seen it all, something else happens.
Coach, you left Colorado State where you were an assistant. You went and got head coaching experience. You come back in 2018. And I guess it takes a while to get the program in your eyes, the kind of guys you want, how you want to play. It certainly feels like you've been building the entire time up to this very point. 14 conference wins. You're in the conference tournament looking to do bigger things beyond that. Is this what you envisioned when you came back to Fort Collins and how it laid out in your mind?
Yeah, we came back here and our mindset was we wanted to build a team that can contend at the championship level of our league. And, if you do that, you're going to have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. And Fort Collins is a great place. When I was here as an assistant, I was fortunate enough to see the program both at its worst and its best when we left. And, the stands were packed, the energy and enthusiasm was unreal behind the program. And so when I came here, I had an understanding of what this place could be. And that's what we wanted. And, it started to come together fairly quickly. And I think that, we've had a plan as a staff of kind of how we want to do things. And fortunately, we've been able to get some unbelievable people in place. And it's really started to happen quickly. And everything's been awesome this year. I can't lie. It's been a little bit bittersweet that the fans can't be there to enjoy it with you, to do that. But that's all part of it. At least we're having an opportunity to play, and it's hard to ask for more under these circumstances.
All right, you get a first-round bye. You'll play the winner of New Mexico or Fresno, correct? Those are one of the two.
Yep.
Do you believe – and listen, as a coach, you have to believe because you're there. You're on the inside. You're 17-5, man. 14 conference wins, most in program history. These brackets, they got you on the bubble. Do you think you're in no matter what, or do you have to win this game or a couple games to make sure you're in?
So, I'm not trying to give you the coaches speak here.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, if I was into prognosticating. The thing about the NCAA tournament, obviously you got to control what you can control. I mean, obviously we still can control our own fate by winning. But the thing that I think people don't always understand, you don't have control over what's going on with these other teams as well, right? So all these other teams are playing around the country and, have opportunities to win games too. We're right there. I think, we need to try to keep winning to give ourselves the best opportunity. But, we're right there. I mean, when I look at it, I think we're an NCAA tournament team. You're politicking for yourself here. We clearly were. We got put in a difficult position to have to play 4 in 7 days, the last game being on the road, against a top 100 team. We've been practicing all week, and our guys, man, the margins are small. But I think we are. But you know what? We just got to go down and take care of business starting tomorrow night.
Coach, I guess that's the best part is you control your own destiny right in front of you. It may be a tougher road, but in looking at your team this year, what I like best about it is that this is invaluable experience for your guys, right? You have underclassmen who are the major components of what you guys do. And I'm not to say that not everybody figures in here, but you'll be able to run this thing back in the next year and so on and so forth. So right now, you guys I think are really building towards something good, even though it's presented right in front of your face right this second.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with this group, for as young as they are, I've been really, you never know how it's going to go, but I've been so impressed at how they've handled all this. It's a lot of, these guys all have phones. They all follow what's going on. They know what's at stake. They know where they are. And to see, it's difficult for anybody, for any human, but for them, the way that they've handled this, and they've really just lived in the moment. I don't think there's any of them that are, or us, or even looking ahead. We're like, man, this is right now means everything, right? We're right here. We're right where we want to be. We're living it. And so I think these guys have done a great job of focusing on what's going on right now. And yeah, I mean, last year the team, we won 20 games, had a chance to play. They were going to play in the postseason, and then obviously all heck broke loose. And so they haven't had an opportunity to do that. And so we're going to have an opportunity to play here in the postseason, and that's pretty awesome stuff.
Coach Niko Medved with a CSU head coach and Mountain West Coach of the Year. Going back to the tournament selections and stuff like that, you said you didn't want to give us a coach speak, but how about this? Has there ever been a time you wanted to slap a piece of duct tape on the mouth of a Joe Lunardi or somebody like that?
Those guys are paid to do their job. I mean, I think it's there's hundreds of these guys who do, and nobody knows for sure. And let's be fair too. I mean, this has been an unprecedented year. I mean, the committee has a tremendous challenge right now of trying to figure out, with lack of non-conference games,
right.
COVID pauses. So much has happened to teams, outside of their control. I mean, you look at us. I mean, we had a 3-week COVID pause. We hadn't played a game. We took a bad loss at St. Mary's, but if people really understood the circumstances behind that game, I mean, give me a break. And since that point, we've really taken off. And you could argue we've been the best team in the league this year. We're the only team that swept, or not swept, but have beaten all the top 3 teams. And we had to go on the road to San Diego State and win. We had to go on the road to Utah State and win. And so, look, other people haven't done that, in our league. And so we've handled everything in front of us. Our guys have grown like crazy. And so do I believe we're a tournament team? But unfortunately, I'm not on the committee and I don't get the vote. So we just have to keep winning.
Going on top of that, though, how different was this? Like, what was your experience? Did you like this or not? The idea of playing teams in back-to-back games, the same team twice in a row. Like, that's not something that's common. It's something we talk about in the NHL a lot, which is you have to worry about that. Okay, we won the first one. Maybe we take our foot off the gas pedal for game 2. What was that like for you?
It was unprecedented. It's funny you say that. As we were going to do this, you kind of look and you're like, okay, what does baseball do? Hockey. In the obviously in the NBA, you have these 7-game playoff series, but we've never had to do anything like this. And so I tried to look at it like, okay, how can I become a better coach? How can I take this challenge? How can I learn in these situations? What kind of adjustments do you make? You don't want to make too many, but what do you want to change from game 1 to game 2? Is it different if you won the first game or you lost the first game? And so I don't think we'll go back to having this format. Obviously, I think we'll go back to true home and aways with fans, and let's pray that we do. But it was kind of cool. I mean, I think you just have to embrace it as a coach. And, were the schedules equitable? No, but if you were going to get all caught up in that, come on. That people did the best they could when they laid out the schedule at the beginning of the year, and it doesn't always work out that way at the end. But I thought we did the best we could, and we handled it well.
Niko, I just love the makeup of your team. You've got such a unique roster. Isaiah Stevens, stud. Adam Thistlewood. I watched this kid play at Golden, got to know his family. That guy's smooth. But David Roddy, 6'5", 250. I mean, when you look at him, that's not, he doesn't look like a basketball player. Where did you find him? How did you develop him?
He's a young man out of Minneapolis that we had our eyes on for a long time, and he's just a phenomenal young man too, guys. I mean, he's a great student, player, and he was a 3-sport athlete, right? So he was a high-level football recruit. He was a state, at the state championship level in track and field, and he was a high-level basketball player. And I think that, as we could see his talent, great hands, great athleticism, he had all those things. He's so graceful and athletic and light on his feet for as big as he is. And when it came down and we recruited him really, really hard, thought we had a great relationship. He was still deciding whether to play football or basketball. Believe it or not, he was a high school quarterback. And, obviously he decided to go play basketball, and thank God. And now what's happened is he's had a whole year where he's just focused on basketball, right? So now his body's changed, his skills are getting better, and now people are starting to see, holy cow, look at this guy. I mean, he's the most unique player I've ever coached. He literally can play all 5 positions. He's just a phenomenal talent and has really been a difference maker.
He sounds like Nikola Jokic in a way. Just
smaller version.
Smooth, plays multiple positions, does everything.
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
but Roddy is he's
an
thick
athlete.
Yeah,
Yes.
And he's. I mean, I can't even imagine some guys in the low block when he's down there, Coach, and going, oh God. I mean, this guy's highly motivated. He's only getting better. I mean, despite being 6'5", I'm sure that his girth and all that kind of thing creates some unbelievable mismatches in the low post.
Yeah, he's a mismatch, and I think what people are really surprised when they see him is how athletic he is. Like, he's so light on his feet and quick off the floor and has great hands, and he's a really good passer. And so it's that combination of both that makes him tough. And he's really developed as a three-point shooter, from his freshman year to his sophomore year. I think he's going to continue to grow that way. And so he plays all 5 positions. I mean, we play a small ball lineup, like you said, where he'll play center. He'll initiate, what we do sometimes. And he's a real difficult matchup. And in my opinion, he was right there for player. He's a sophomore, but he was right there for player, of the year in our league. And so,
and on the perimeter, I mean, can he back guys down, Coach? I mean, can he on the perimeter? Can he just take guys? I mean, how do they even guard him? You know what I mean? If he wants to back his way in, even from the perimeter, and look for his own shot, he's just got that, like you said, that unique skill set.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he does a lot of work in the post for us that way, and he passes out of the post. And he's one of those guys that, opponents have to decide, are they going to double him? Where are they going to bring help? Who are they going to guard him with? They're going to guard him with a bigger, more physical guy, guard him with a quicker guy. And so, he does. And it's been fun. I mean, listen, when you have guys like that, it makes your job, easier. But no, he's just a great young man. So, and we got a lot of guys. We shoot the ball really well from 3. We're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. We're a great free throw shooting team. And so we do some things that allow us to space the floor for him as well.
All right, you're in Vegas. Obviously, that's where the tournament is. There's a couple tournaments going on there at the same time, and I doubt you're spending your free time playing nickel slots. But what is Vegas like right now?
It's funny you say that. You really stay. We're in what we call tier 1. You're testing every day. You really have to be mindful of not doing anything that could upset the apple cart here. But it is. Vegas is different. Just kind of when you walk around, I mean, there's still people here. There's no question. But it's definitely a quieter vibe. Everybody's got masks on. Obviously, I'm not venturing out over to the Wynn and Caesar's Palace or anything to see what's going on. But it definitely has a different feel. And I think it's going to be a really different feel. When we walk into the Thomas and Mack to play, there's not going to be any fans, and we've been used to that this year. But it's just going to have a completely different feel for the conference tournament. But what I found through this, I miss the fans. I miss the energy, of the fans in a basketball game. But, boy, once the ball is tipped and you start playing, you just kind of forget about all of it. Yeah. You just kind of go and you're in your element,
Niko, so proud of you and Tad Boyle. I'm a hoops guy, and the fact that this Sunday I think we're going to hear 2 Colorado schools named to make the NCAA tournament. It's just a credit to you to overcome a lot during the pandemic and all that business and make do with your roster, man. Congratulations on a great season.
I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to, Tad's an awesome coach and a friend too, and I look forward to when CSU and CU can play hoops again next year.
That'll be awesome.
So,
yeah,
will be a great thing, and so. I appreciate it, and I'm praying for the best, and our guys just got to go get after it here tomorrow night in the conference tournament, and let's pray for the best.
Well,
Awesome,
thanks again,
Coach. Thanks.
Appreciate your time. Congratulations on a successful year, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go.
You bet.
Niko Medved. That is the Mountain West Coach of the Year. What a guy.
A few years back, I was down in Vegas for all these conference tournaments because they got the Pac-12 conference tournament there. They have the Mountain West. And I was there one year when they also had DU Summit. It wasn't the Summit League. They were in another conference.
Sunbelt, I think.
Sunbelt, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sunbelt.
this was years ago. And there were 3 tournaments going on at the same time with all the 3 local schools here. And it was nuts. Vegas was buzzing.
Yep.
It was